Welcome to the Dominican Gala. My name is Mary Fuchs. Proceeds from tonight's event benefit the congregation's Ministry Support Fund, which was established to assist many of the sisters' ministries in need of additional funding. For almost 170 years, the sisters have been assisting those most in need, from the Opening Word program and Homecoming Farm here on Long Island, to our ministries in Puerto Rico and El Salvador. The sisters are always ready to meet the challenges of the times. From local community concerns to hurricanes and global health emergencies, whatever the need, the sisters are there. Throughout the pandemic, Amityville Dominicans were serving in food pantries, delivering food to the homebound, expanding virtual communications and technology, and providing vital information as well as caring and compassion. Because of generous donors like you, they were able to touch the lives of thousands negatively impacted. I'd like to thank this evening's generous sponsors, Waldorf Risk Solutions, Sal Orvolino and Trinity Automotive Services, Farrell Fritz, and Molloy College. I would also like to thank each of you viewing our program. Every year, you, our loyal donors, make gifts to care for the sisters and for the Ministry Support Fund. Without your support, this outreach would not have been possible. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our prioress, Sister Peggy McVetti.
Good evening, everyone. 12 months ago, I welcomed many of you to a unique way of celebrating our annual Dominican Gala via the now common gathering place called Livestream. Again, I now stand in front of you doing the same thing. It is my sincere hope that you who return to celebrate with us and you who join us for the first time trust how thankful we, the members of the Sisters of St. Dominic of Amityville, are that you choose to spend this time with us. We are sisters, associates, young adults, committed to following in the footsteps of St. Dominic and St. Catherine of Siena, a man and a woman who both preached through the quality of their daily lives. Each of them left a legacy of what it means to be a person of service and gospel values, consciously aware of the needs of others during their particular time in history. Their life stories are stuff of legends for sure. I know you will likewise be impressed by the stories of our honorees, Mr. Gary Bonelli and Sister Jean Clark. Each of us certainly know what it's like to depend upon a trusted expert, someone who not only is skilled in his or her profession, but someone who can be counted upon for reliable, wise advice. Gary, for us, is such a person. His leadership and management skills are imaged through the beauty of most of our Mother House grounds. Even more transparent, though, is his goodness, his care, and magnanimous outreach to those in need. How fitting that he tonight will receive the Veritas Award, which highlights similar values. Scripture tells us that a prophet is not always accepted in their native land. Why is that? I'm sure there are several reasons, one of which is readiness by others to receive the prophet's message. Thank goodness, this present moment is the time to acknowledge the long-lived commitment of our Dominican sister Jean Clark. Jean, who for more than 50 years has preached with her radical works and deeds, a prophetic vision of peacemaking with self, with others, and with all of creation. A prophet is one who speaks on behalf of God and all of God's world. Like St. Catherine of Siena, Sister Jean has been a voice for the voiceless, for both human and for the natural world. Recognized and honored by so many local and national organizations, it is with great pride that our community does the same tonight. Such amazing journeys by these two awesome people. Their stories are added now to the many, many stories of ministries and relationships that evolved this past year because of you. Yes, The money you have so generously donated last year empowered a dozen ministry sites to continue their outreach in the spirit of St. Dominic. Hundreds locally and in Puerto Rico were supported with food, rent, housing, and clothing. The tilled earth here on our property in Amityville and in El Salvador produced tons of crops, received technological aids, and our veterans were aided by your donations. And so many, many more good works were accomplished. Not even a pandemic could stop our sense of mission from being forwarded. All this goodness is real because of generous, gracious persons like yourselves. Your prayer, your presence, and your patronage allow the spirit and mission of St. Dominic to thrive some 800 years since his time on earth. We Amityville Dominicans strive to be signs of joy and hope. So even during this unique time of an ongoing pandemic, might you join us with the gratitude and lightheartedness and enjoy this gala evening. Enjoy your cooking lesson, and I hope you win tonight. The dance floor awaits us for sure next year, hopefully. But in the meantime, thanks to our Advancement Director, Mary Fuchs, and her fabulous staff, we have this evening to celebrate. It's appropriate then to continue our night with St. Dominic's blessing. So might we take a moment to ask for it. And may God Creator bless us, may God Redeemer heal us, and may God the Holy Spirit fill us with light. Amen.
Gary has always struck me as a dynamic individual who makes things happen.
Gary, it's about getting everything done right. And so every time that we have a project or anything that has ever happened in our lives, Gary always knew the right person to get the job done and always made sure that what got done was done 100% correct.
Everything is color-coded. Everything is coordinated. Everything has to have its place.
You want to get a project done, you call Gary. Gary really knows how to do things and get them done quick and efficiently.
He's a driven type of guy. He's certainly driven. He's different than most people are, but he's got a heart of gold. He really does.
Well, Gary is a person that strongly believes that giving is better than getting.
Let me say this, he didn't know me from a hole in the wall, but when I talked to him a little about my history and he knew like who I had worked for and how long I had been in the business, I don't know what it was, but there was this immediate trust after that he started to endorse me around the neighborhood. And he really helped me start my business. I mean, I was a realtor working.
He is one of the people that he has no strangers. Whoever meets him becomes his friend.
Gary also has a unique personality. You can't not like Gary. When Gary comes to you and talks to you, he comes with a smile, very sincere, and you know from his heart that he's speaking with you.
If you're good to him, he's great to you. You go around the neighborhood and if you just mention his name and people automatically say, oh, Gary, you know, he did this for me, or he did that for me, or he got me this job, or he connected me with this. He's constantly helping people, and he's doing it at all hours of the day.
Gary is a generous person who's very family-oriented and always wants to do for others. I've never seen a person give so much of himself and be happy to do it.
Gary just gets it. He knows that it doesn't matter, you know, if you put good things out in the universe, that great things just come back to him. He does it automatically. He's not doing it with the intention of getting something. I think he just likes to help people.
And he's always there for whoever needs his help. He's the one that will, come out and say, what do you need?
I mean, every time that, every year, probably about 4 or 5 events that Gary's invited us out to support the Catholic Charities in many different ways. We've always been there, and all his friends he pulls in, and it's kind of fostered a strong friendship between the business people, and the business people now become friends that hang out together all the time.
we personally had a tragedy in our family, and Gary was one of the people who stepped up and said, what do you need, what can I do, and had been there straight through. So, you know, Mario worked with him.
Gary, you've been my friend for a long time. You've always been there. I'm very proud that finally some people are recognizing all the good work you've done all these years. It's great to know you, and I look forward for many, many years together and continuing in everything you do.
Gary, I wish you the best of luck. This is a well-deserved honor. As a matter of fact, you deserve many more honors. You're a terrific guy. I'll always remember you.
He's not dying.
No, thinking of my daughter. So,
I know, I know.
I always remember you with Chrissy and what you've done, and I really appreciate you.
We love you, Gary. You definitely deserve the very best throughout your life.
That last trip Pope Francis made to the United States, he had gotten tickets to go see him, and at that time, my wife was a cancer patient, and she really wanted to go see the Pope. We had no way of getting to go see him, and he gave us his tickets for us to go. We went to see the Pope at the airport, and my wife, as a cancer patient, she shook the Pope's hand, and she strongly believes that one of the reasons that she survived is because of that. So she owes everything to Gary for his generosity and the Pope.
If there's anyone that deserves it, it's you. I've known you for so many years, and you've been the man of the year many, many times.
And to begin with Sister Jean, you have to begin here at Sophia Garden, which is now Homecoming Farm. Sophia is the feminine face of God, and it speaks of wisdom. That imagery really is resonant with, I think, every religious woman, but really speaks to the feminine nature of Sister Jean and what she brings to all that she does.
Well, Jean was my older sister, and she was always, in my opinion, the star of the family.
Jean embodies what the Dominican spirit is. She is the person who is so lovely, and she's so welcoming to everybody. I had the privilege to know her since around 1987.
When she graduated, she was the top graduating student of the diocese. So she was not only beautiful, she was smart, she was talented. She sang, she danced, she played the piano.
And I met her back in the day when we were working on nuclear weapons, and she brought to the table her stories about the Trident and the White Train, and her willingness to get arrested. She's one of the most loving, gentle, but fierce and passionate about peace and respect for people and the earth. Her stories.
Sister who lives the motto of Veritas, which is truth. And Sister Jean has spent a lifetime of proclaiming the truth, really preaching truth, even when people don't want to hear it.
My father was a New York City detective, and he was very much on law and order. And when Jean started protesting and getting arrested, he was not too happy about it. He learned to meet her where she was at. And I remember having a conversation with my father one time, and he said that Jean was incarcerated 3 months on the East Coast, 3 months on the West Coast, and 6 months could be on either coast.
In our communities in Central America, she was a blessing for so many, helping for many years, housing them for many years. We were able to live in the same house with refugees. Sister Jean Clark is a person who, she's very lovely and well deserved the award, but also, as I said, love.
So Sister Jean speaks of a truth that is about peace and nonviolence, even when people don't want to hear that nonviolence is the answer. Certainly the United States government didn't want to hear about nonviolence when she protested the Trident submarine, and they jailed her.
So on the West Coast, they were trying to stop the nuclear weapons. And the weapons were coming through on the train. So they blocked the train tracks. And Jean was there, blocking the train with the missiles.
Lately, she's been working a lot for our Mother Earth through the land and the garden that they have at the Mother House. She's been 100% involved in that, and through that, she's been also
Understood. But I think that's because in the end, it's really just that she's ahead of the rest of us. And ultimately, most of us catch up to where she is. And named Daniel, who she became friends with when he was a child. When Sister Jean was protesting the Trident submarine, she held up his pictures when she knelt on the tracks as it was coming in. And she said, "I'm here for Daniel." She's still friends with Daniel, who's now a very important scientist. And she's Auntie Jean. Okay.
Sorry, could you mention that became a mantra?
Oh, what was it?
I'm here for Daniel?
I'm here for Daniel, right, okay.
So just pick it up right there. So,
Okay.
And then that went on to be a call to action or whatever.
Yes, that's right. Okay. And she knelt on the tracks and she held up Daniel's picture and she said, "I'm here for Daniel." And that became really a soul call for Jean. She said it everywhere she went. She said it when she was picked up by the police. She said it when she went into court. She held his picture in front of her, really in front of her heart, and said, "I'm here for Daniel."
That she was not afraid. She felt empowered. And I'm sure that had to do with her connection with God, feeling that if you're doing the right thing, you will be supported.
Begin with Sister Jean, you have to begin here at Sophia Garden, which is now Homecoming Farm. Sophia is the feminine face of God, and it speaks of wisdom. That imagery really is resonant with, I think, every religious woman, but really speaks to the feminine nature of Sister Jean and what she brings to all that she does.
For all of her work accompanying El Salvadoran refugees back to El Salvador, the Homecoming Farm, where she has worked with generations of children and hostel students in terms of making that connection between saving people and saving the earth. And I've been privileged to know her and to work with her, with Pax Christi, with the Long Island Alliance, with so many other things.
More lucky, 9 years ago when I had my twin boys, John and James.
She's nice because she's thoughtful and helpful. And she loves people.
This is a testament to a life well lived. And I might say it's a privilege to know her, and I'm inspired each day by her presence.
She loves the children that she taught.
She likes to garden and grows many things.
I think often people are giving advice and telling you should do this, you should do that. I think Jean is really good at listening to people. And I think that's such a beautiful quality, and I think that's why so many people come to her and are moved by her.
Because she wants to make the earth a better place. Yeah.
So she's Auntie Jean to Jonathan, who's her artistic nephew. They come here to the Mother House on a regular basis, and they visit the cemetery, and they visit the sisters that are inside and are well known to the staff.
What I like about Aunt Jean is that she reminds me of my childhood because we started our once-a-month outings when I was a little kid.
She's a really special person and to so many people, but especially to us in this home.
And Jean likes to help other people, and she loves the world and she loves all people, so that's why she helps people. We've learned to be nice to anyone and to be thoughtful and kind.
All through the years that I've known her, there have been children that have been especially important to her, and she's Auntie Jean to them.
We know Sister Jean because she's our she's our mom's godmother, and she's kind of our aunt.
Like sometimes she redirects me or coaches me, like let's say if I'm talking about something a lot, she says to me, let's change the subject, or she says to me, let's say in the real world, or she coaches me.
She loves her friend Angie's two grandsons, John and James, who I think you may have learned about and heard them speak.
We were talking about Jean, and I went over and I spoke to them and I said that I was her sister. And I just remember people like being stunned and looking at me and saying, your sister is a prophet. So on the way home, the sister I was with, Sister Helen, said to me, you know, Kathy, I didn't really, you never talked about your sister. And I just said to her, I didn't know she was a prophet. I just, that was news to me.
I love you, Aunt Jean. I'll love you for eternity, and thanks for taking me for these once-a-month outings for almost 13 years.
I'd like to thank her for her gentle, loving presence and the sense of calm that exists wherever she is.
So Auntie Jean, she worries and she grieves for the earth that we're leaving behind. She loves the microbes in the soil. She loves the hawk at the farm. She loves the flowers and the vegetables and the families that have been coming here for 15 years. She loves her big Irish family. Okay, that's all right.
There when you need it, and not only different human beings, but Mother Earth has been also benefit from the work that she's doing.
To thank her for so many things, but really just by being her. She's taught me so many things about loving others, being kind to others, about the world and how important it is to be good to the world and the earth. And she's bringing that, and she's teaching my boys that. So that's something I'd like to thank her for.
Jean, what I would like to thank you for is being the nicest person on earth. Sister Jean, what I would like to thank you for is helping all the plants in the world.
So Jean loves her big Irish family. She loves her congregation. She loves her small community with Sister Lorraine and Sister Eileen. She really is a woman of deep love and compassion. And the story that she tells all the children is that you are made of stardust. So today, Jean, I want to remind you that you are made of the same stuff as the stars. You are stardust for all of us. And to paraphrase the words of St. Catherine of Siena, you have really become who you were meant to be.
We want to do so much in the world, but it's like, oh, I'm only one person. It's going to mean nothing. Jean showed me, no, it does mean something. One person does make such a difference. And she's been that difference to the world. I truly believe that. But not only to the world, but to me.